Hi and welcome back to my channel. Last week on my Instagram I put out a battle of the remakes with Freddy versus Jason, so Nightmare on Elm Street versus Friday the 13th, and just by a smidge, Friday the 13th lost. So today we're going to be reviewing A Nightmare on Elm Street from 2010. This is a remake of the Wes Craven classic, which was done in 1984, so it is a more modern, more upbeat, does have a different look and feel to it as well, but we'll go through that as we progress. So let's start off with the cast. He had a great cast in this one, I will admit, like they were phenomenal. Jackie L. Haley did a fantastic bang up job as Freddy Krueger. Now, a lot of people hated on this film, and in particular some of it was directed at Jackie L. Haley's portrayal of Freddy Krueger. I think he did a phenomenal job. Like, he was creepy, like he just did a really good job. You know, the rest of the cast were good in their roles. You had Thomas Dekker, Katie Cassidy from Arrow, who is fantastic in that show as well. You also had Rooney Mara and Kyle Gallner. Kyle Gallner was, I saw him in a movie recently, Ghosts of War. Absolutely amazing. If you haven't seen that, highly recommend it. Bit of a twist on that one. So the entire cast was really good. In fact, Clancy Brown, gotta love him. He's great in anything he does. Connie Britton was in there as well. So yeah, overall the cast, perfect. The effects. The practical effects they used were really good. So the features of Freddy Krueger, his face, the glove, of course being a feature of Freddy Krueger's films, amazing. Like, they looked really good. Freddy looked burnt. You know, there was a couple of scenes in there where there's just rivers of blood flowing out everywhere. Really good. If you're into that kind of thing, it's worth it. I mean, if you're watching a horror film, you want to see a bit of blood, you want to see a bit of gore. You do get this. Not so much the eviscerations, things like that, but just lots of blood. Is a bit of a difference between the two. One thing with regards to special effects I didn't like was actually the computer generated effects, and that was in two scenes in particular. One of them is where Rooney Mara's character Nancy has fallen asleep and Freddy is coming through the wall in her bedroom. Look, I wasn't impressed by it. I couldn't have done better, but that's not the point. It just did not look good. It did not. Other than that, the final scene, I won't spoil it for you, but there is a final scene where I just felt the CGI was just poorly done. It's the only way I can use to describe it. Now, overall, the film itself, it's a simple retelling of the classic 1984 Nightmare on Elm Street. It's a more updated, more modern version, yes, but there's nothing surprising in it. There's no twist, there's nothing to it. It's just taking it from 1984 and making it now. So a couple of modern things in it, like they do use the internet in it, and they've got mobile phones, of course, but yeah, it is what it is, really. It's just a movie. Like, I know it got a lot of hate, like the whole movie generated so much hate. It made a truckload of money, but it generated a lot of hate, and I can see why, because if you're comparing it to the 1984 classic, this is nothing. Like, that was suspenseful. This one, you knew what you were getting, you knew it. You go in, you're watching A Nightmare on Elm Street, you want to see Freddy Krueger, and you see Freddy Krueger in the first 5 minutes. So there's no big surprise, there's no big reveal, which I think was missing from the entire movie. Like, if they had held off on it, maybe, you know, made him appear halfway through the film, it might have been a bit better. Overall, not a great film, not a terrible film. Didn't deserve as much hate as it got. You know, I'd give it a generous 6 out of 10. And that's mainly just because the cast were really good. Like, the cast was chosen perfectly for the roles. So there you have it. That's my review of A Nightmare on Elm Street, the remake from 2010. I do have another poll coming up. I will put that on my Instagram. in my stories, so feel free to vote. I think this one will be a bit of an interesting one. So thank you very much for watching. Please hit the like button and subscribe, and have a great day. Bye.